They're friends. They're friends. They just are those friends who like fight all the time. In a funny way, though. Like, none of us take it.
If you've been following the latest buzz, you know the O'Neal family is back in the spotlight with some serious tension. Shaunie O'Neal, Shaqir O'Neal, and Laura Govan are at the center of a new storm. Have you heard about the latest tension in the O'Neal family? What's really going down? Is Shaunie throwing shade? Let's talk about and find out.
I don't know. I think we're just both letting the kids be kids. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
I'm sure he is, because he's very involved.
Now, before we get to the juicy bits, let's rewind a little bit. You might already be familiar with Shaunie O'Neal, the reality TV star, producer, and ex-wife of NBA legend Shaqir O'Neal. Shaunie has been a major figure in the world of basketball wives, not just because of her high-profile marriage to Shaq, but also for her role in creating the hit reality show Basketball Wives. She's no stranger to drama. Let's be real, when you're in the NBA spotlight, it's hard to escape the chaos.
How much of that do you use?
Only 2 rooms.
2 rooms.
2 rooms. The kitchen.
But this time, things have taken a new turn. It all started when Shakir, the youngest of Shaunie and Shaqir O'Neal's kids, started to carve out his own path. With basketball in his blood, the 20-year-old has been getting attention not only because of his famous last name, but also due to his growing presence as an athlete. But, of course, being part of the O'Neal family means that any personal drama, no matter how small, tends to get amplified.
I wasn't protecting her and protecting those vows. So, sometimes when you live that double life, you get caught up in.
Shakir O'Neal and his rumored tension with Laura Govan. For those who might need a little refresher, for those who don't know, Laura Govan is a reality TV personality, former fiance of NBA star Gilbert Arenas, and a figure who has been no stranger to controversy over the years. She's no stranger to controversy herself, often being the subject of gossip about her personal life, relationships, and of course, her ongoing drama with Shaunie.
First thing I have to let the guy know is all the little things that you think you're doing, I invented.
Enter Shaunie's recent social media activity. On January 31st, Shaunie Henderson took to her Instagram to share a cryptic post that had fans and followers raising eyebrows. In the post, Shaunie wrote, "Let people be wrong. They'll figure it out eventually." Now, what does that mean? Who is she talking about? The timing of this post couldn't have been more interesting, considering everything that's been going down with her son Shakir and the ongoing drama surrounding Laura Govan.
He's always been into that. It's not really my thing, but
Okay.
Shaunie isn't one to throw out random posts without some intention behind it. This definitely felt like a message to someone, maybe to the public, maybe to certain people in her life, or perhaps even a direct jab at Laura herself. It's been no secret that Shaunie and Laura have had a rocky relationship, so this cryptic message quickly sparked speculation. Fans and social media users immediately started to connect the dots, wondering if Shaunie was throwing shade at Laura or if she was addressing something deeper.
He's a great kid.
Right.
Like he's a scholar athlete.
Now, we can't ignore the fact that Shaunie and Laura's history has been anything but smooth sailing. Over the years, their interactions have been far from friendly, with Shaunie often taking issue with Laura's relationship with Gilbert Arenas. Okay, so let's break down the situation with Shakir O'Neal a little further. Shakir, the youngest of Shaunie and Shaqir O'Neal's kids, has been getting some attention recently, not just because of his famous last name, but also because of his own growing presence in the media.
First thing I have to let the guy know is all the little things that you think you're doing, I invented.
So let's talk about that cryptic post Shakir dropped recently. Just when fans thought the drama might be winding down, Shakir took to Instagram with a message that seemed to speak volumes. In a now-deleted post, Shakir shared a picture of himself with a caption that read, "Sometimes people think they know you, but they only know the version of you they've created in their head." Now, if you know anything about Shakir, you know he's not shy about speaking his mind. And this post? Well, it definitely caught the attention of his followers and the media alike. Given the timing of the post and the ongoing tension between Laura and the O'Neal family, many fans couldn't help but assume it was aimed at her. It's well known that Shakir and Laura's interactions haven't exactly been smooth, so this cryptic message seemed like it could be a subtle jab at the ongoing feud.
She was awesome. She really was. It was all me. I was just, look, we don't need to talk about what I was doing, but
What's more interesting is that Shakir didn't just throw out this vague comment and move on. He followed it up with a second post. This one was even more pointed. He shared a video clip of him in the gym, working hard, and captioned it, "Focus on me, not the noise. My life, my rules." Again, the timing here can't be ignored. With all the drama surrounding his family, particularly the tension between his mom Shaunie and Laura, it seemed like Shakir was directly addressing the situation.
so I was walking through the arena and the kids, Shaq, and Vince, and Dominique, and we're signing autographs. I know it.
Now, it's important to recognize that Shakir's relationship with his mother, Shaunie O'Neal, is incredibly close. Shaunie has always been fiercely protective of her children, and her role as a mother comes before anything else. Shaunie has made it clear that her priority is her family, and while she's built an empire for herself, she's always made time to ensure her kids are taken care of and supported.
Look, she did exactly what she's supposed to do. Gave me beautiful kids, take care of the house, take care of corporate stuff. It was just all me.
Given how close Shakir is to his mom, it wouldn't be a stretch to assume that he's not too happy with the drama that's come from Laura. We know that Shaunie has had her issues with Laura Govan for years, and the two have been involved in some very public feuds. As Shakir begins to come into his own as an adult, these tensions are starting to affect him more directly. And with Shaunie publicly defending her kids at every turn, it's no surprise that Shakir would follow her lead in terms of standing up for his family and not allowing outsiders to disrupt his peace.
But because of telecommunications and now the internet and social media, players have become bigger, the game has become bigger.
Shaunie's words were a reminder that while there might be a lot of outside noise, they don't need to engage with it. They know the truth, and they'll let people figure things out on their own. Shakir's post about focusing on himself and ignoring the distractions could be seen as a direct extension of his mom's message.
But he got the grades, he's smart,
Yeah.
he's just a great kid. He's
Yeah.
sweet. I've seen him tell me to stop in the middle of
While Shakir isn't known for getting directly involved in the messy drama between his mom and Laura, his recent posts show that he's not immune to the tension. It's clear that he's frustrated by the situation and wants to focus on his future without being bogged down by negativity. Given his rising basketball career, Shakir's priority right now should be to stay focused on his game and his goals. But that's easier said than done when you have a family full of public figures, all with their own drama to deal with.
Competitive more?
Very competitive, just talk a lot of shit, They're friends.
At the end of the day, it seems that Shakir is trying to separate himself from the mess and concentrate on his own path. His social media posts suggest that he's done with the drama and is setting boundaries. It's a tough spot for anyone, but especially for someone in the public eye like Shakir. And even though he's young, he seems to have a solid sense of self-awareness. He knows what's important, and right now it's all about his basketball career and not letting outside noise affect his focus.
Sometimes when you make a lot of mistakes like that, you can't really come back from that. But as I get older and dwell on situations.
Now, let's talk about Laura Govan, because her name is definitely at the center of this whole situation. Laura is no stranger to drama, and her public persona has been filled with controversy. As the ex-fiancé of Gilbert Arenas, she's dealt with a lot of public scrutiny over the years. From her complicated relationship with Arenas to her ongoing back and forth with Shaunie, Laura's personal life has always seemed to keep people talking.
Dr. J all the time. And then my father said, if you get good grades, I'll take you to Madison Square Garden and see Dr. J. And riding in the train. And
Laura and Shaunie's beef isn't new. It goes way back, and it's been a long-standing issue. The two have clashed over everything from personal insults to business matters. In the past, Laura has accused Shaunie of manipulating situations for her own gain, while Shaunie has suggested that Laura's drama is a distraction that she doesn't want to be associated with. It's clear these two women don't see eye to eye, and when Shaunie posts something cryptic, like the one she shared recently, You can bet people are going to start putting the pieces together.
You know, all the little slide moves, like you go into the movies and you start to do stuff like that. I did all that stuff. So
While the drama surrounding Laura is a big part of this story, we also have to talk about Shaunie's family and how she's been dealing with everything. As a mother, Shaunie is fiercely protective of her kids. When it comes to her children, especially Shakir, she's not one to sit back and let things slide, especially when it comes to outside influences or people she feels might be causing issues. The O'Neal family has dealt with plenty of public ups and downs, but when it comes to her kids, Shaunie doesn't play around. And that's exactly why her cryptic post had so many people wondering. Is she standing up for her son, Shakir?
Take off his shoes and give him to a homeless person.
That's
That's
amazing.
just who he is in his heart. So yeah,
Well,
I'm doing a great job, thank you.
If there's one thing we know about Shaunie, it's that she's not afraid to make her voice heard. Over the years, she's taken to social media to air out grievances, defend her family, and make sure her children are protected.
Their moms are really good friends. They've always been friends, but they do talk a lot of
Fans flooded her Instagram, Twitter, and other social media platforms, offering their thoughts on the cryptic message. Some were all in for the post, praising Shaunie for taking a stand and calling out those who've been talking behind the scenes. Others, however, felt that the drama wasn't worth feeding into and that it was just another case of people airing out their personal business online.
I need to let him know that I know what he's thinking.
Right.
I just really torture him.
Okay, well,
Torture him bad.
you've
One fan wrote, "Yas Shaunie, sometimes you gotta let people be wrong. You've been through enough, and it's time to protect your peace. Go ahead and speak your truth." Another commented, "This is how you handle the mess. If you don't stand up for yourself, people will try to walk all over you. Shaunie's not here for it, and I'm here for it."
And like Channing said, could control those type of things.
The best feeling for me was coming home and hearing 5-6 different voices.
And fans weren't shy about expressing their thoughts. Many pointed out the history between the two women, and it didn't take long for people to make the assumption that this was Shaunie's way of addressing the ongoing issues with Laura without calling her out directly.
Going through the arena and getting the popcorn and you sit down and Dr. J goes baseline and the crowd goes crazy. And
So, what's next in this ongoing saga? It's hard to say, but one thing's for sure. The drama between Shaunie O'Neal, Shakir O'Neal, and Laura Govan isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Whether it's a cryptic post or a family disagreement, the O'Neals are once again in the middle of some serious heat.
And like Channing said, could control those type of things.
the best feeling for me was coming home and hearing 5-6 different voices.
Now it's your turn. What do you think about Shaunie's post? Was it aimed at Laura, or is there something deeper going on? Do you think Shaunie is right to defend her son, or is this just another case of unnecessary drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe to get more information about the conversation going. And don't forget to subscribe to Celeb Titbits for more of the latest gossip and juicy updates from the world of NBA stars and their families. Catch you in the next one.